So yesterday we got a lot of beef. All right, we had a lot of comments talking about the video was too outdated. But listen, I have never seen it before, so that's why I was kind of watching it and reacted to it. So, but today we're going to do one that's a little bit more up to date. So let's sit back, relax, and let's watch this.
Do you want
all right, here we go, chat. Path of Exile 2.
There's been a ton of information dropped for Path of Exile 2, and if you're in the same boat as us where you haven't played much of PoE 1 but you're interested in Path of Exile 2 because it looks cool, then here's a bunch of awesome things that we found out after looking into the game that we thought you might need to know about what the classes are saying, the gameplay, and general release information.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean, that's
start
what
with
we
the
want.
Classes, as this is one of the more interesting things about any action RPG.
I really do think that the druid looks really sweet though. Like, I love the bear form. I'm not gonna lie. Like, who wouldn't want to be a bear? You know what I'm saying? Like, who wouldn't?
Exile 2 will have a large number of classes to pick when it launches.
Which
there will
ranger?
Be 12 in total, with
Duelist.
6 new classes being introduced into the game. These
is the shadow like a rogue?
Classes include sorceress, monk, huntress, mercenary, warrior, druid, and alongside that each class will have ascendancies, with 3 for each class, which are basically like a way to further spec into your own preferred playstyle.
36 ascendancies.
The developers haven't released information about all the new classes, but at their recent Exile Con, they showcased a bunch of gameplay for some of these new classes. For the
yeah, we saw that.
It looks like exactly what you would expect it to be, and it looks like an absolute blast at controlling the elements. Unsurprisingly, it's a ranged magic class that can use different staffs to focus particular elemental damage types.
I like that.
But you're blast at controlling the elements.
See, I like that. I like that.
Magic class that can use different staffs.
If you have a different staff, you could literally do like, I don't know, like a fire staff, he does fire. An ice staff does that. I like that you can differentiate between what kind of skills that you have or by the staff that you have. You know what I mean? I really think that's a cool concept.
Summon are particularly devastating, like a massive comet spell that has a very long cast time, but the developers say is well worth the wait due to the amount of damage.
And that meteor skill, whatever they were just doing, that meteor looked
deals. Next is the monk. If you're looking for something a bit more close range but with a ton of utility, then this class is one to keep your eye on in the lead up to launch.
I think that'll be cool.
The monk's able to deal damage at close range but also freeze enemies in place. One of the cool things about the freeze is that it actually works on bosses if you build it up, and we love this because often in games where you get cool CC abilities, they only work on trash mobs and never the bosses. The monk also has some fantastic movement skills, meaning you can dart all over the place. Then we have the warrior, your more traditional.
See, I think that the monk class is going to be a cool change because, like, I liked all the flipping and shifting and how he was like, you know, I don't know, his effects just looked cool. You know, like when you have a normal like warrior, he's just like, but like, you know, it's cool to have like a flexibility class. You know what I'm saying?
Hit things standard class, and it has a lot of synergy with sundering and armor breaking abilities. But the warrior's just like slam breaking through the enemy's defenses, as a large number of its skills have some type of movement tied into them, meaning the class will be a bit like the monk in that it has a ton of mobility options.
Just so you guys know, if you haven't done it yet, hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell. We will be going live this weekend.
To additionally stun the enemy. These combos and options that the warrior will have make them sound pretty spicy if you're interested in being up close and personal when taking things down. The next new class is the druid, and one of the classes I
think that all the melee classes need help because in my opinion in Path of Exile 1, the melee classes hurt the worst. Like, I think it's the hardest to play a melee class.
Most interested in as a big fan of druids in any game. This one is able to
I think the bear looks pretty sweet.
Elemental magic, making it a perfect hybrid class if you want to do a bit of everything while also being useful. Players will have to focus on strength and intelligence if they pick the druid up, and during the showcase, the developers mainly demonstrated the bear form for the druid, which has a bear movement set revolving around AoE slams that build up rage that can be used to rampage, which is an ability that allows you to repeatedly slam the ground. We're really interested in seeing more of this class and its different forms, as to be honest, it's looking pretty awesome. But another awesome looking class is definitely the huntress. This one
I love how it looked. You know what I mean? Like, the look of that class of the druid with the bear and everything just looked spot on. I liked how it looked like it was like beaten up a little bit, you know what I mean? But I really wish that they would have maybe added a couple cooler looking skills instead of like just like a slash slash. I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, you know, every class has a slash skill, but I don't know. I wish that they would have added more like slams.
Techniques. Her arsenal includes the capacity to conjure destructive lightning through spear throws and harness attacks to create a surrounding zone that inflicts severe bleeding upon foes caught within it. This is another class that focuses on mobility.
I think this class is going to be a lot of fun. I really do.
Thing in Path of Exile. Whirling Strike stands as a remarkable ability within the Huntress's toolkit, generating a swirling flurry of slashes around her.
See, like,
I be activated repeatedly and extends
think they could have picked a lot better skills to
damage output
like
as well. When you exit the whirlwind through any means, whether it's by walking, evading, or utilizing another skill, it then triggers a final explosion that releases damage in the area around it, but does terminate its effect. The Huntress is looking like it's going to be similar to the Rogue in terms of how active its playstyle is and combo.
Like, I can see where they're going with it, and I think that like with time, it's going to be a lot better.
Outside of these classes,
I really think that they could
the game will be set 20 years
added some
after the
cooler
events
looking
of
skills.
PoE 1, and it was very initially developed as a graphical overhaul to Path of Exile 1's characters, but due to the developers waiting to overhaul more of the game than they initially planned to, they decided to make it a completely new game, and thus Path of Exile 2 was born. The developers are aiming for Path of Exile 2 to exist alongside Path of Exile 1, with each game having its own mechanics, balance, endgame.
That's pretty cool.
One of the main reasons for the developers making Path of Exile 2 a separate title rather than an update to PoE 1 is that they didn't want to destroy what people loved about their first game. So if you want to experience that or play it, you still can, and it will still be available. As long as this sequel has some major changes in it.
They're doing it as like a safety net. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to take what they know works and ruin it because they want people. They're still a business, right? Instead of taking the really risky option of, you know, just making PoE this look like this new game, they're like, let's step back. We're having success with PoE. Let's not lose all of our monies. It all comes down to money, man.
Make it worth the title of a sequel, then we think this is a pretty good idea, especially given how deeply fans love Path of Exile 1 and are super ingrained into it. As mentioned though, this new game is looking like it's going to be focused on mobility, with the developers introducing a dodge roll that's
I honestly prefer this. I honestly prefer that they made it into a separate game, and the reason why is because, like, people like me who just recently found Path of Exile, I think it's going to be so much fun to dive into a brand new game with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, with Path of Exile, I feel like I'm always playing catch up. I feel like I'm learning something new every day, learning something new. And you guys know all of the stuff, and I don't know any of the stuff, and I'm just like, So I think it'll be really nice to be able to start a new, fresh game with everybody and learn it as the game progresses.
Available to all classes by default, and it even allows you to quickly cancel out of actions. For the structure, we know that Path of Exile will be a 6-act campaign, meaning there will be a bunch to get through even without the endgame content.
That just looks spectacular to me.
They are targeting a 2024 release, so while it is still a while away, it is getting closer to a Path of Exile 2 beta that is set to launch on the 7th of June 2024. So what do you think of Path of Exile 2, and have you played the first game?
I sure have.
Your knowledge down in the comments below. So in case you guys haven't seen some of the new gameplay for Path of Exile 2 and the preview of these classes, we're going to let them play out for you now.
Dude, no! Three, 2, 1.
The gods caused all this,
I think
you know.
This is cool.
After Oriath was destroyed, I traveled, searching for answers.
I think we've seen this. Have we seen this
Everywhere I went, the same divine devastation. It must end.
Yeah?
I will end it.
Will you?
And no exile will stop me.
Tonkee might. See, I think all the new classes I think they look cool. The Templar, guys, I'm excited to try Templar too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's something about having a sword and a shield that just gets my motor going. I'm just saying. The sorcerer looks pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. The mercenary, the monk, we're probably gonna play monk. The druid, probably like a 50-50 shot on the druid, I'm not gonna lie. The graphics just look so much cleaner. And the music, I'm excited about the music. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the music in Path of Exile, but I'm imagining that there's going to be new freaking music, and it's just going to be banging. I mean, I can already hear it. Do you guys hear it? The lip guy again. Yeah. That reminds me of Big Dave. That's what Big Dave does on Friday afternoons while he's watching Tonkee. The blind beast. What is that? Squid? Or starfish? That's a starfish. The monk looks pretty cool. I am really excited about the monk. And that Templar. Look at those graphics, dude. Like, look at that. That just looks beautiful. 600 monsters, 100 bosses, 1,500 passive skills. 1,500. I understand that's every class in the game, but 1,500. 700 equipment types, 6-person co-op.
This world will be reborn.
Why is it little
No
baby
matter
Jesus?
the cost.
It looks beautiful, guys. I love it. I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited. And hopefully you're excited about tonight. Guys, we will be live tonight on YouTube and Twitch. If you guys haven't done it yet, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, join Tonk Nation, and we'll come watch some Path of Exile. We're going to be playing some more Witch. We're going to be diving into some more mapping. We're going to be having fun. I don't know exactly what time I'll be on tonight because I got to work, but after work we will be doing it. I love you guys. Go watch some Tonkee. And I'll see you guys later this evening. Let's go.